Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is City Skylines Strategy and Tactics, episode 43? Let's call it 43. I could be very wrong about that. No, I think it's 43. So when we last left our geriatric population of Ficklewood, we are experiencing yet another death wave across the city, and everyone seems to go to our commercial sectors to die. Like, I don't see any of that stuff being a problem at our industrial zones, or, ironically, the residential zones. Nope, everyone dies while shopping, apparently. So our first order of business here is to, once again, goose our healthcare budget so we can get the extra hearses out there. Again, really wish we could divorce the death care spending from the healthcare spending. Also wish that, maybe when the game determines it's time for someone to possibly die, make maybe like a random chance and 50% chance, yeah, they kick the bucket and need to get picked up by a hearse, but maybe 50% chance they live but need to go to the hospital because tend to have medical problems for elderly people, but otherwise live. And that would, sort of stagger and smooth out the death wave curve, and actually give your, hospitals and clinics and other stuff a little bit more use. I mean, yeah, there'd be a little bit more traffic for ambulances, but right now they don't really get much in the way of use. I mean, they get use in the sense that they provide coverage, and coverage increases land value and lets people upgrade. But look at this. Patients 8 of 100. This thing is covering an entire zone here. Only 8 of 100 people. And that's actually kind of high. 0 of 100 over here on this side. So yeah, we're not getting a lot of sick folk here. I mean, granted, I'm doing stuff that generally keeps people from getting sick, although I am getting a lot of noise pollution into residential zones over here. So some of those sick folk probably over here. In fact, I'm willing to bet that this one... No, even this medical clinic that serves this area that might have residents getting sick from too much noise pollution is still empty here. So yeah, that would be a good gameplay change. Alright, but enough about that. Hopefully this death wave will take care of itself with the extra hearses on the field. Getting some skulls and crossbones taken care of over there. I did another sweep off camera here just to make sure my any things that were full were being emptied and what have you. So far traffic is moving pretty well, and this area is starting to recover. So hopefully a little bit later in this episode we might be able to get started on Southern Kings Row here. Now this poses a little bit of a problem for me, and the reason why I call it a problem is what I want to do with here. This right down here is pretty much the last thing that I need to develop for this plot before we can stamp it done and go on our merry way and get to our fourth plot here. Yeah, there's some space over on this highway here. I'm on the fence as to whether or not I will actually develop it before I make my next plot or not. Namely because, this is probably going to be the next plot I purchase. Just because it'll allow me to get more interactions here with the old country. Lets me build off of the stuff that I've been doing new here. Plenty of space. Not as much space as this plot had, but still pretty good stuff. Another set of highways to work with, and a lot of open space to try out some new builds that I've been planning. But I do want to fill this in, and you know what? This sector down here needs some loving as well. You know what I might do? Here's a thought. Might be a risky thought, but it's a thought nonetheless. People might need a way to turn around. So what if I did this? What if I just made this 2-lane road? And if people wanted to get out of this zone, not back to the main highway, but just get out of here, maybe, or if they have delivery vans that need to get out there, it might be faster for them to come down here and just come right down to here. So, just another avenue of attack, I should say. We'll see in time if that works out. All right, this train station is doing its thing here, and again, we're doing some pretty good stuff. There is a flaw that I'm seeing here where trucks are coming out and they need to go all the way across this road to get up to this road, but it doesn't seem to be snarling traffic too badly. Now, if that will be the case once this area fully recovers, maybe, and once this area starts getting developed, that might be a problem going forward. But I will address it at that point, if it is or is not. All right, let's look at our demand curves. We're starting to get a little commercial demand going here. So I think what I might do here is, well, we do have this little stray commercial sector right over here developing fairly nicely, I might add. I could do another little voop. Oh, actually, that would be kind of a fun voop. Let's do a fun voop. I'm up for a fun voop. You guys want a fun voop? Let's do the fun voop. We'll just bring it up here in the backyard and connect you to that. There's a fun voop for you. And once again, low density. We don't need to. I don't want these things getting too loud since they're touching the backyards, and this area isn't really built for handling the heavy traffic. And just for funsies, let's get a pathway going here. Yeah, we're gonna have to actually let's do this a little bit more cleanly. Yeah, that way we only obliterate one line of zoning. Oh, well, I guess 2 lines of zoning. Let's try this again. And all right, there. That'll be good enough, and it doesn't obliterate the commercial zones here. So that will work nicely. You guys need any? You do need a little water. We can do that. And there, a little extra ways for you guys to get on here. And hey, if they want to come down here and loop around up to here, they can make that. And I don't think that will snarl traffic too badly. All right, industrial demand is recovering. That is a good sign. That probably, yeah, look at that. They are starting to rebuild all the abandoned sectors here. I do want to get all this abandonment taken care of before I take the plunge and build out King's Road down here. But the other thing I might do, now I know this is probably going to cause some more not enough worker problems, is what I'm doing down here, and I don't know if I revealed this in a previous episode, and I don't remember if I did, but I'm going to reveal it now. This is what we're going to do down here. Or this, look at this. It's like perfectly situated right here. It's like big patch of empty space, big patch of ore. This is what this area wants to be. It wants to be ore industries. Now, this is going to be a little bit trickier in terms of fitting this into the rest of my network and keeping the rest of my buildings happier, because ore, unlike the forest and the farm industries, the ore and the oil industries are not they're not clean. They make noise and they make pollution. And we got residences over here, we got commercials over here. Neither of them are going to want the pollution here. Sheesh, what is going on with Southern Dark Astoria here? Come on, what is your problem, dude? Why are only 4 of 9 hearses in use? Come on, we got buildings that are on the verge of being abandoned here. Oh, is this a level 3? A level 3 commercial building. I am liking that. They're probably liking that airport. That's my guess. Hopefully they don't downgrade when the building next to them is on the verge of going abandoned due to corpses. Right then, let's all right, so let's plan this out. Now I have a couple of interesting options available about how I connect this up. First off, I want to keep Siren's Call as an island, but there is the distinct possibility of making Siren's Call be able to plug into this area, in addition to having it connected to the rest of my mass transit network, so that this area is sort of an island. Now, you might say, Pinstar, how are you going to swing that? Because if you're going to be building industrial zones, especially if you're doing the ore zones, they got to do something with their product. You're right. You're absolutely right. And my answer to that would be a cargo pay here. So all of the industries, all of them, 100% of the industries would have to use the cargo terminal to get to ship their goods, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If we were to take this railroad here and loop it around the front of the front of here, we could get a rail connection here to our main cargo line here. If we were to take this rail line here and send it down the middle here, we could connect this area to our residential stuff, and hooking them up to here to Siren's Call. That might not be a bad thing because they're still isolated from the rest of the world in terms of highway traffic. So yeah, because all of their goods would have to go to and from that. So let's start getting the infrastructure going. Although it is asking for more commercial zones, but so I really want this to be like a big spike of industrial demand. All right, you know what? In lieu of doing that, let's bleed off all of our generic industry demand by filling out Southern Kings Row here. Yeah, we'll keep the lines in there for now, but as soon as some do, actually, you know what? Screw that. Get rid of these lines. Because it'll actually what I'll do is I'll just zone these areas so we can walk the power grid downwards. And then once those areas start fleshing themselves out, I'll yeah, this whole area I already watered up. Once they start developing down here, then they'll spread the power enough in the zone that I can feel good about doing the rest of this. We just need somebody right here in the middle to develop, and that should spread the power enough. Because yeah, you're going to start complaining about power. We just need somebody in the middle. Somebody in the middle. Come on, you can do it. Put you on fast. And we'll see what. We'll see what traffic does here, because that's going to be the real test of this zone, is what happens when, here we go, someone in the middle. That should be enough. Yep, that's enough to transfer power. Excellent. All right, let's do the rest of this zone, shall we? I think we shall. Oh, yeah, you know what? We can get rid of this this thing here too, since the industrial zone is going to be absorbing those 12 megawatts of the incinerator's power naturally. So. Actually, what am I doing? Why don't I just do a big... I don't... What the heck is all that? Oh, I never refilled this. Oopsies. There. Repair that a little bit, just in case some of that industrial demand is for offices. Yeah, I don't want the industries down here, because this is going to get messy. Well, is it? I don't know. What I do want is, yeah, incineration status is kind of poor, so we're going to throw down another incinerator, just to keep up with that. Okay. All right, we got that flowing here, and we already have all of our routes set up for this metro station here. So as these go, oh, I know what I need. I need the actual the actual facilities here. So yeah, I need them along this line. So medical. We'll do the more important ones first. We'll do fire. We'll do police and death care. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so we've got them growing up nicely here. That is eating into all my industrial demand here, so I don't think building this up here is going to yield any useful things at the moment, anyway. But I still want to build up the infrastructure once we do it. You know what? Actually, we might it might behoove me to build up this little stretch right here before I move on to the next one, because what we could do is a giant off-the-highway strip mall. Like just a big long road, just parallel to the highway, with nothing but commercial zones, and then in on the highway, off the highway, things, just so people can get to it fairly easily. Heck, we could even do a train station down here, although that might get a little messy. Yeah, so if we start. Yeah, so there's no way for people to get... They need to be able to get up this way. What might be an interesting thing... Yeah, I don't want to put any more strain on this particular road. So what I might do is... Is there a way to... Yeah, there is ways for people to turn around here. So we'll start our commercial mall here, down here at the bottom. And you know what? I think the best bet, just because I mean, it's not the most ideal from a gameplay, but I like these two-lane commercial avenues in terms of just how they look for commercial zones. It looks right. And, yeah, well, we're going to try and keep this, as productive as possible here. Space already occupied. Come on, what? Space already occupied by what? All right, I guess I'll scoot you just a touch. Maybe we'll do a little verp. Oh, that is annoying. Alright, hang on. Let me try turning off grid snapping. There we go. That way we can just scooch across it here. Yeah, I'll keep grid snapping off for now. And then plug you back in here. And you know what? Ooh, can I? I can. Ooh, ooh. I got it. I got it. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I like that connection. I like it a lot. All right, let's do this. We're going to make this all high density because this is right next to a highway and it's being serviced by a pretty thick road here, so we can handle the high density. And it's right near all the industrial zones, so deliveries are going to be a snap for them. Now, to serve this particular route, I'm going to turn to buses. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start a bus line right here at this big transportation hub. So we got a metro line here, we got a train station here, lots of ways for people to get here quite easily. We're going to start a stop here, but we're going to send it down here. Yeah. All right, so you're gonna loop around here. Fine. And we're just gonna add stops along here. Just stops all the way down. Now, can you? I need a way for you to U-turn without getting on this highway because I don't want you touching that highway. So let me let me try something here. Here's a way to enact a U-turn. Yeah, no one's gonna actually use that road for that purpose, but it's there to make the U-turn. So if we go back here to our drag line to add a stop, yes, it works. Do I want to make stops along this line? Yes, I do. Add a stop here. Add a stop up here. Add a stop up here. Now this might be way too many stops. And then you come up here. Alright, so you do touch the highway. And oh no, alright, good. When we do that, we... Now why are you still saying that it's broken? There. That way it doesn't even touch the highway. That is my let me just make sure. Yeah, I still have my stop here. Alright, so we're gonna see how that works with this. The heck? Did I make a whole new line here or something? Hang on. No, I don't want a whole new line here. Oh, for Pete's sake, game! Alright, I'm just going to need to find a bus with that, just delete it. And then just do it all from scratch. I found it kind of fussy. Kind of fussy if you don't do it all in one go. So I'll wait for the first bus to come down here. Let them do their thing. Demolish a couple of things here before we while we wait. It's not snarling traffic too badly here, and there's no lights, right? No lights, good. All right, yeah, 4-lane to highway does not make lights. Excellent. That's what I want. Or that's not what I want, rather. A few people using this line for their own purposes, but they're still doing all right. Yes, highway is just heavily used. Not much we can do about that. Alright, buses, where are you coming, buddy? I should probably just switch to the route tool here. If I go to the info mode here, let me go off of that. Mass transit, delete line. That's better. Alright, better than waiting for the bus. Alright, let me just redo this real quick. So, new line here. You get a stop here, stop here, stop here, stop down here. Stop over here. Stop over here. Stop over here. Finish the line. Beautiful. All right, you guys wanted some water. That's understandable. You should be able to do this all with one big pipe. Beautiful. Now, as far as services go, oh, actually, this is a good idea right here. If we put the fire station down here, throw a police station down here, that way they can do their turn-offs. I know my thing. Actually, can we fit a cemetery? Oh, that would have been a nice place for a cemetery. That would have been a real nice place for a cemetery. Actually, we're not demolishing. Let's move you to here, because you're still doing your thing. Let me see if I can squeeze a cemetery in here. No? Bugger. Poopy pants. I'll put one in there once I buy that next section. But in the meantime, death care, medical clinic. You know what? I don't think they really need it that badly, so we'll give that one a miss. Is my death wave over? Yeah, it appears so. So I'm gonna take the budget back down. Alright, so that's going to be satisfying that commercial demand for quite a while, since these are all a big line of high densities. I'll be curious to see if the bus line pulls its weight once the buses get up and running for it. Alright, so we got this area starting to do its thing. Fault line's pretty much fully matured. Oh, and in terms of zones, you know what? I'm going to have Kings Row own these commercial zones. It's not. I mean, I know Kings Row is mostly an industrial section, but I mean, it's literally a row of commercial zones. So yeah, I'm gonna give that to Kings Row here. Alright, what do we got here? Still more snarls. And actually, do I even need... Well, yeah, I guess people who want to come up this way and get into the zone that way, who are coming from here. Although, honestly, if they want to come up here, I'd rather them come down here, loop, 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 and then come up this way. You know, it's longer for them, but it's less traffic in my heavy-hitting zones here. Uh-oh. We have a light here. Alright, you know what? Let's try that without this. Because that's just going to start making some problems. And I think we have our first buses here. Yes, we do. Let's give you a color. You know what? Let's give you a, I don't know, like a sort of a dark red. A crimson, if you will. And yeah, they're going to be making a whole bunch of stops that aren't going to be doing much. Do we have people gathering at the bus stops here that I have placed? Because that'll be a good indication of... Yeah, not there. And where's our next bus stop here? It might these zones might be just a little bit too young to have people waiting on them, and certainly not going to have any people waiting along the lines up here until this area becomes a little bit more developed. But yeah, we should be good, and that should satisfy the demand. I do have this as commercial demand, right? Good. You guys are being a little slow to develop here. And oh, actually, here's an idea. Here's a good idea. Here's a great idea. Here's an awesome idea. This thing right here. Boom. Bang. And down we go. So now our residents here of Fault Line can walk to the commercial zones quite easily. There's no reason to have people walk between the commercial zones and the industrial zones, so we don't need to do any more walkway shenanigans. But this little walkway right here I foresee getting some use. And that way it'll keep them off the streets and not having to do that. I'm tempted. You know what I might do? I'm tempted just to throw a single metro stop down here, like right here next to this bus route. Oh, out of city limits. Aha, that's close enough. And then just hook you up here. We'll hook you up to this. And I think what we'll do Is that, that's commercial, that's commercial. We want to bring in the peeps. That is what we want to do. So I think, actually, here's what we'll do. We'll go to the Pocket D residential side here. We're going to create a new line here. It's going to go all the way to here, add a stop. Then we're going to go all the way over to fault lines, add a stop. Add a stop back here, and then go back here to Pocket D's residential space. That way we can get the residents in from those two different sectors. It might be a bit of a stretch for the people coming from Pocket D. They might look to come to somewhere else, but you know, it's worth a shot. Worth a shot, I would say. No water. Aha! We got these guys. Yeah, I'm okay with them developing up to here because the pollution's really not going to drift too much further over there, and these guys are already kind of getting a little of it. And you know, it's okay. Fault Line's not supposed to be an ultra ritzy neighborhood. How are we doing walking wise? A few people taking the routes. Like I said, this area is still in development. So people are starting to discover the commercial zones and making routes from there. We'll see if we get any heavy usage here once the zones. Now these metro lines are a little bit further than norm. Not a lot of traffic here, so we'll see if these guys start complaining about customers too. That is another consideration, but that is for the next episode. So if you like this episode and want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.